Shalom, guys. So today I want to talk about the number 33, right? So in the beginning, when everything first started with Christ, after maybe a month or two, I began to see the number 3. Everything I do, everywhere I go, I'm seeing the number 33, right? So I would be driving, I pull up on a car would cut me off, and then the license plate would say 3 or 33. I look at the clock. Every time I look at the clock, it would be 9:33, and then I go on about my business. And then 10 o'clock, it would be whenever I look at the clock. If it's 10, next time I look again, it would be 11:33. So I became so aware of it, I started doing some research, and I see that the number 33 is a number that God really used a lot. He uses it a lot. So for instance, you have past, present, future. You have time, space, and matter. You have soul, body, spirit, all three. And the number 33 or 3 symbolize completion or holiness. So I even I even got a lot of pictures that when I see that number, I kind of take a picture of it, because at that point I was telling my wife, I was telling my mom, I was telling a couple of my friends about the number. So now, just to prove it, I've had to take pictures, and sometimes they even see it themselves. One night I was asleep, I had a dream. I woke up out of my dream. It was 3:33, 3 a.m. and 33 minutes. And when I woke up, something told me to, open my phone. And when I opened my phone, there was this YouTube video. YouTube video says exactly this: when you wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning, this is the prayer you need to pray. So I listened to the video, I prayed the prayer, and I subscribed to the channel. But after a minute, I became used to it, right? I got used to it, and I stopped paying it any mind. But recently, before that, let me say this. Before that, I began to look into the Hebrew, because now I'm learning Hebrew, and I believe God wants me to learn Hebrew. I found a bunch of Bibles, right? I found a bunch of Bibles, and some of them are really old. I have one that's in Latin. It looks like it belongs in a museum. It's like a really ancient Bible, and I believe it's in Latin. And then I have a bunch of other Bible that's like in Hebrew, and English and Hebrew, and some other ones that I found was completely in Hebrew. So I don't speak Hebrew. I'm learning it little by little. I don't speak it yet. I just know a few words. And it got to a point where I'm like, okay, I need to find someone that actually can teach me how to speak Hebrew, and I don't want to pay for it, right? So I'm like, maybe somebody online, YouTube nowadays, you can find anything. I'm like, okay, maybe there's somebody that's teaching people how to speak Hebrew on YouTube. I went on YouTube, it's not consistent, and I spoke with God. I said, God, I would like to learn Hebrew, but I need help, right? And one day I'm at work, maybe like within 3 days, I was at work. I'm walking in the hallway. We have like 4 humongous boxes, and we collect books. And on the 3rd day, I'm walking by those boxes in the hallway. I'll always look, and then the first thing I saw was a Hebrew book. It's like a guide. It's like a book to teach you how to read Hebrew, like really easy. And I took heed, and I'm like, okay, that's my sign. So I took the book, I downloaded some app on my phone, and I started learning. Now, recently, the number 3 just came out of nowhere again. It's back. Like, when I mean it's back, it's back. Whatever I do, I get on the phone, I'm watching a video on Instagram, three or 3 comes up. I look at the clock, I'm making something on the stove. The clock on the stove has whatever time plus 3. So I'm like, okay, now that I know, I was watching this video, I know every Hebrew word has a numerical value attached to it. So I'm like, the other night I said, let me see what's related, what word is attached to the what Hebrew word is actually connected to the number 333. And when I said that, I began to look it up. Now, mind you, this is the connection. I got this video on here. I had a video talking about a staff, right? I talked about a staff. I was asleep. I was having a dream about a staff with like two feather attached to it flying. And when I opened my eyes, that staff was actually in the room with me. So when I actually opened my eyes, the staff just, like really sprung towards me. And at first I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. I wasn't scared, but I felt like this thing attacked me. And when I did some research, the staff, what I found was saying that it's divine guidance. It's God trying to speak to you. So when the other day, I said, let me see what God is actually trying to tell me. Let me see what exactly the number 3 is connected to. So I looked into the Hebrew. This is what I saw. So there's like two words in the Hebrew alphabet. There's Lamed, and then there is Gimel. Lamed, it's what? They said Lamed, it's a 12 letter in the Hebrew alphabet. It has a numerical value of 30, and is often associated with learning and teaching, right? It has a shape that looks like a shepherd's staff. It looked like a staff. That's the connection. First off, I saw a staff in my dream, opened my eyes, and there go the staff. And now I begin to see the number 333 later, or 33 or 3 for a good year. And now I finally did some research to see what actually word is 3 related to. And it's related, the Hebrew word that is 333 is related to has a shape of a staff. Like it says, it symbolizes a shepherd's staff representing guidance. And then Gimel is the 3rd letter, and the numerical value for it is 3. So 30 plus 3 is 33. So God really works in mysterious ways. And people who knows me, if they take a look at what I'm talking about, they know what kind of people I am. They know what kind of person I am. They know me personally. They know what I've done. They know who I am, my personality. And if they take a look at this, they will see this really speaks to me, because not only I have seen the staff and Gimel which is the third letter, and the numerical value is 3. When you look deeper into it, it says it's related to giving, which I believe I have the gift of giving. What else? I forgot. I have it on my phone. I try to write it down, but everything that is related to this is the personality that I am, that made me, actually. So I don't know what God is trying to communicate with me, and my prayers will be for him to, make it clear, speak to me clearly, so that my assignment, I can know what exactly he wants me to do. I know exactly what he wants me to do, so I can do it. So guys, pray for me, and that's it. This is basically, for me, this is big for me. Okay. I have, like, this is tangible proof. This is tangible proof that there's a lot of stuff that I have told my family in the beginning when I first encountered God, and I am seeing the proof. I'm seeing the proof here right now that I'm growing more, I'm learning more about God. I'm seeing the proof. So guys, whatever God is trying to tell you, take heed and pay attention, wait. Pay attention, wait, keep going, because eventually you will see the bigger picture. I was watching the cartoon movie of Joseph last night, and I've seen it before, but now that I know what I know about God, it's just wonderful. It's an amazing cartoon movie. And Joseph, actually, he learned the language of the Egyptians. He learned their language, but he didn't know he was going to end up in Egypt. He didn't know he was going to end up in Egypt. And what I've learned from that is obedience is really important. His dad Jacob had Joseph learn that language, and if Joseph didn't want to learn, he was not obedient, then either God would have raised somebody else, or they would have all died. God is merciful. He wasn't going to let them die. But if you really think about it, if Joseph was not paying attention, it was not being obedient and learned the language, now he would have been like a slave, because it's because of his skills that God was able to elevate him and put him in a position of power to where he can help the whole Egypt and his people. So some people, they want God to elevate them, but they don't learn a skill or a trade. Because whatever you learn as a Christian and as a faithful servant, God will definitely escalate you in it. He will make you prosper in it. But if your level is like really low, then you're just gonna be prosper. He's gonna provide for you in whatever skills and knowledge you have. But if you extend your knowledge, then the sky's the limit. Like they say, God really is going to bless you abundantly with whatever you're able to have. So I was being lazy about learning the Hebrew language, and now that it's like almost my confirmation, it's my reminder to keep going, because I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, why exactly he wants me to learn that language. So guys, thank you and peace out.